I'm joined by Ian Mason, Group Chief Executive of Electrocomponents, to discuss the half-yearly results. Ian, your first half performance of 3% growth have remained consistent through October. What have been your key highlights to date?
We've had 3% growth at the group level for about 13 months now. That's been driven by higher international growth, which is pleasing, 5%, and North America at 10%. But also many of the smaller European markets are doing well. On the other side of that, the UK has been in decline and markets like France have been tough. What I've been pleased with is the actions we are taking on driving that growth. If you look at e-commerce, which is a real push, we're growing at 5% there. And if you look at our famous 4 technologies, they're growing at 5% as well. In October, we've seen the same trend. We're putting a lot of actions in the market, so I'd like to see that pick up, but some of the economies have been more difficult in October.
In May, you said there'd be a strategic focus on e-commerce with a human touch this financial year. How have you seen the first half of the year progress?
Well, e-commerce is growing at 5%, which is higher than the group 3% growth, so customers clearly prefer that channel. If we look over time, 10 years ago, e-commerce was 15% of our sales. It's now 58%. In Europe, it's 70% of our sales, so it's very much the customer's channel of choice. We can do just so much more on the web. What customers tell us, though, is they want more help in finding products. We've got a lot of products. They want to be able to find the right one for them and make the decision to buy. So the sort of things we're doing is what we call search tuning. If you look for this, that's the product you really want. And then improving the content around those products, so images, technical data, so that when they find it, they can be confident that's the thing that they want. The search engine marketing, we're spending a lot more on that. But we've begun the process of re-platforming our business. We're an e-commerce business now. We need to have a leading e-commerce platform, and we're in the process of putting that in. It's going very well. That will happen more through the second half.
One global offer is the other area of strategic focus for this financial year. Can you tell us how you've done over the past 6 months?
Our customers want more product. It's product. That's what they want, the latest, the best, the newest. So what we're doing is we're offering them more product. We're bringing a lot of new products from our suppliers, but we're also leveling up the products that we've got already in one market, bring them into another. And we want to drive the amount of global available product, available everywhere around the group. So in this period, there's been 33,000 products going to RS, but also 30,000 going to North America. So a significant amount of more new product going there. And what we see is that product drives sales. And we'll continue that over the next period. If you look over history, at the start of this period, 10% of our product was available globally. Now it's 15%. And we want to drive that up to our target of about 70%. Product we've already got in stock that we can sell. That's really beneficial.
I understand you have action plans in place for the second half. Can you elaborate on this?
First thing is we're driving the strategy. So we've got our 7 strategic priorities. We continue to do that every day throughout the first half, second half onward. And then within that, we've got specific focuses. So it's one global offer in e-commerce with the human touch, or the focus for this year. And that's where we're bringing more product, improving the platform, things I've already talked about. But we've also got very specific plans to improve the performance of UK, France and Germany. So the management's aligned behind that and doing things that we know work everywhere. So making sure the products we bring in are sold, making sure our search tuning, people can find them, making sure our price perception is correct. So the business has never been more reliant in having the actions, if you will, being driven into the market. We can't control the market, but we can control the actions. And I'm confident those actions will feed through into higher sales growth in the future.
I'm joined by Simon Boddie, Group Finance Director at Electrocomponents, to discuss the half-yearly results. Simon, what's driving the reduction in headline profit?
So we've seen a 16% reduction in headline profit in the first half. 10 percentage points of that is down to foreign exchange, the strengthening of sterling, and a reduction in the number of trading days. So the real sort of underlying impact is that 6%, and that's been driven by a reduction in gross margin, 0.7 percentage points, increase in operating costs, 2%, and that's more than offset the 3% growth in sales.
In May, you were proud of the stable gross margin, but you've seen a decline in profit. Why do you think this is?
Yeah, so we've seen a decline in the first half gross margin by about 0.7 percentage points, and that's after 18 months of stability in the gross margin. And if you look at that reduction, really 2 factors. The first one is about half of it is from mix impacts. What we've seen is a faster growth from our lower margin geographies, North America, and also some of our lower margin product categories, such as semiconductors. The other half is down to additional discounting in two particular regions, the UK and Asia Pacific. In the UK, we've been selectively reinstating some customer discounts to drive growth, and that's what we will continue to do in the second half. In Asia Pacific, we've taken particular action to support the gross margin going forward. That's involved both the changing of our sales force incentive structure and also leveraging the benefits that we've got with our SAP platform, which is now rolled out over Asia Pacific, to be able to get greater customer discount effectiveness.
Can you explain the increase in reported profit?
Yes, so while we've seen a reduction in headline profit, we've seen an increase in our reported profit of 24%. And this is principally down to the fact that we had a non-cash pension credit due to some of the changes that we made to put our UK defined benefit scheme on a more sustainable basis. So we froze pensionable pay and we increased members' contribution. That was partially offset by some reorganisation costs, particularly around the reorganisation of our sales forces in the UK and Asia Pacific to basically increase our focus and effectiveness of those sales forces.
Electrocomponents has always been a highly cash-generative business, but your latest results show that cash flows are down. Why do you think this is?
You're right, our cash flow is down. I would point out that last year's number was a particularly strong one, so we've got a tough comparator. But still, if you look at it year on year, there really are two principal reasons for that. The first is the increase in capital expenditure year on year, very much in line with the strategy and the guidance that we gave out. So we've been investing in our strategy. And the second thing is in stock. We've done that not only to improve our service, but also to support our new product introduction. So we had about 33,000 new products in the RS group, about 30,000 in the Allied. That stock has supported that effort.